though Louisiana had already received more than 40,000 absentee ballots for its congressional primaries, their governor quickly declared a state of emergency and suspended the election so that new maps could be drawn. And unsurprisingly, those maps then eliminated one of Louisiana's 2 majority black districts. So right now, only one of the state's 6 districts is majority black, despite the fact its population is about 1/3 black. Now, understandably, many voters there were upset about this, but when Louisiana's governor was asked about that, he seemed personally offended.
I think a lot of African-American voters in this state might say they need that protection when it comes to the ballot box.
I mean, we go back to Martin Luther King, right? Judge a person based upon the content of their character rather than the color of their skin.
Wow, that is powerful stuff, Landry. You know, that actually reminds me of another Martin Luther King quote when he said, "Hey, can white people please learn more than 2 of my fucking quotes?" but for the record, history shows that without majority black districts, black candidates in Louisiana have basically no chance of getting elected. In fact, Louisiana, Mississippi and Alabama have never elected a black representative outside a majority black district, and no black candidate has been elected to statewide office in Louisiana since Reconstruction. And to her credit, Landry's interviewer actually pressed him on that point.
Black voters in Louisiana have told me that they feel like it's true. Someone who looks like you, who has not lived their experience, does not address their concerns as well as someone who has lived their experience.
Well, how is it that a little country boy who grew up in a town that was primarily black not lived through those experiences?
But I do think a lot of folks might say those experiences are not necessarily the same.
Well, you're saying I should not judge a person just because the person is black, and I agree with that. But isn't it the opposite, that I shouldn't be judged just because I'm white? Or Hispanic, or Indian? I mean, here we are, after all of the different cases, after all of the rectification of the sins of the past, which certainly no one has denied, and yet we're still trying to find some sliver of discrimination in race.
I think a lot of people would say you don't have to try to find it, it's there.
I would say that you find that it would reside in people's hearts, not in their laws.
OK, that man is clearly a historic idiot, but I will agree with him on one point. He shouldn't be judged just because he is white. He should be judged because, 1, he just had to have the concept of racism explained to him on TV. 2, he's for some reason dressed like 30 Rock's Leap Day William. And 3, he sounds like Elmer Fudd if he exclusively went to schools named after Robert E. Lee.